Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and fish, whatever you got at home, whatever's lying around, whoever's watching, we are back for Div 4 at Singapore, round 5. And it's going to be a fascinating night. It's been a fascinating week so far. I'm your host tonight, Nishka. I'm joined in the comms box by Dur. How are you tonight, mate?
Very good, especially after this week's start. Thank you, Nishka. How about yourself?
Yeah, doing fantastic at the moment, mate. It's been a pretty good week so far. We've had Div 1, we've had Div 2 out of the way, and tonight there's Div 4 guys. We do have full qualifying as well, so we will see how these guys navigate the full quali. Any of the guys that get knocked out in round 1 or round 2, they'll be jumping in, having a few interviews and that with us as well, which will be something a bit different for the guys at home. But yeah, what do you expect to see tonight here, Do?
Um, Compared to last week, I expect to see a lot more action. Not necessarily a lot of passes, but there will definitely be a lot more action with this track. What about yourself, Nishka?
Yeah, it's going to be hopefully we're incident free, but it is a tough track. The walls are nice and tight. There's lots of DRS trains, lots of errors at the moment. We will go down to the track because they are looking like they're getting ready. It does look like it's a pretty clear night at the moment there in Singapore, which is fantastic because the rain can definitely spice things up here too, Dur. So we'll have to wait and see how that transpires as the night goes on. But yeah, hopefully we have a nice clean race, mate. It'll be good. Uh,
Yeah, so far Div 4's been quite a clean division, as per se, with their racing, and hopefully they can continue that tonight and just keep the flow going and set an example, really, more than anything, because they've been doing a good job. And yeah, back to you, Nishka.
I am. I've got some sources. They're telling me it's going to be a wet race. They are telling me it is going to be a wet race. Now, does that spice things up here, too?
That really throws a spanner in the works. If that's two wet races 2 weeks in a row, it'll be quite interesting to say the least. As we saw Mitch and Patrick have a lot of pace in the wet last week compared to the rest of the grid. But I've seen Noah Huni's retired. I believe he must have a quali ban then. Would that be right, Nishka?
Yeah, I think he must have a quality ban. If Noah Heaney wants to jump in for an interview, we can get an interview going with him through this Q1. But yeah, speaking of grids, take us through the grid from top to bottom here, sir, as they look like they're starting to get ready to come out on track.
Today we've got Soup Duck in the Aston, Gordo in the Mercedes, Noah Eshe in the Kick, Mitchell in the Alpine, Moe Nabs in the Williams, Patrick's in the Red Bull, H-Town in the Mercedes. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. You got a pronunciation on that one, Nishka?
I'm going to go with Yellahiri.
Yellahiri in the Haas, MPJ in the McLaren, Flying Kiwi in the McLaren, Shining Swarm reserving up in the Haas. Then we've got Noah Huni in the Aston, Com United in the Racing Bull, a Walkie Walk Walk in the Ferrari, Druzilla in the Kick, Quicksilver in the Ferrari, Keeper in the Racing Bulls, Rise in the Alpine, Minmay in the Williams, and Zagovna in the Red Bull. We've got some interesting names on the grid tonight, Nishka.
Yeah, let's have a look at one of them right now. I haven't seen much of this driver. A walk. A walk. He must think he's a chicken or something. Isn't that the sound a chicken makes? Walk. I don't know. What do you
Yeah,
what do you reckon there, dude?
I'm not exactly sure, but it's a long one. And I've got official reports now saying rain all the way in the race. And that's going to throw a spanner in the work for the pit stops, I imagine, there, Nishka.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's definitely going to throw a spanner in the works. These engineers are going to be working overtime. I am on board here with Quicksilver Deck, mate. Do you want to take us away for the first flyer of the night?
I'll jump down to him now. Where are we exactly? As he takes off on the first straight there, getting nice and wide, making sure to stay on the track through the first chicane nice and cleanly. He comes out the other side, getting down the track now. Gets really wide through there. Nice, straight out the other side. And Minmay's just left the session, unfortunately. Nishka, would you like to take over while I get him back in?
I'll take over here. As you see, Quicksilver there coming down into medium, down into this tricky little second sector here, down into none, 60% battery. Flicks it back into medium now, 70% battery, so plenty of battery to play with there. Picking up just a little toe there, hopefully the car gets out of the way nicely. Does well there to get out of the way. Into medium, down through the bridge section, into the sling. Now, what can Quicksilver Deck do on the rest of his lap? He's got heaps of battery to play with here, so he's going to be burning all the way down through here. Got the overtake, DRS open, down to 50%. Comes into this last straight before he comes down to the chicane. Plenty of battery to work with, DRS wide open. He's sending it down to the chicane. 20% battery into medium. Nicely done here from Quicksilver Deck. Just brushes the wall there. This looks like it's going to be not a bad lap here for Quicksilver Deck to start the night off. What's it going to be? A 29.4, so pretty good time there from Quicksilver Deck.
Yeah, good first lap for him there. We'll see how the other times roll in after him here. Who is your prediction for pole tonight, Nishka?
Prediction for pole. I think... Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That might be one to ask the chat there. If the chat want to put some suggestions in as well. But I'm going to go with... I'm going to go Quicksilver Deck tonight. I think I'm going to go with Quicksilver. I think he can do it tonight. What about yourself, mate?
We've got a few quick guys on the grid. I don't know if there's one in particular that I could pick on, but I'm probably just going to have to say Mitchell off of his recent form. It's been quite good and quite quick, but I wouldn't be surprised to see someone like Moe or Patrick or, as you said, Quicksilver up there as well. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. As we've got a caution in Sector 2, I'd say the kick is just going a bit slow back there. I'll let you take us over for a second, Nishka, while I try and get Minmay back in here.
Yeah, just got a Yellahiri, or however you say it, if anyone wants to correct me, as invalidated now. So we're not going to see a lap there. But Shining Swarm, he is on a lap. What are we going to see from Shining's also invalidated. So both the Hasses, they've invalidated. Shining is into the pits. The other Hass, interestingly, kept going around. So I'm not too sure what happened there. Keeper's on a lap though, in the V-Carb, looking to put his first time on the board tonight. Well, that pink V-Carb livery looks absolutely amazing underneath the lights of Singapore. What's Keeper doing? Down into the chicane. He's got 8% battery, so he's used plenty of it. Medium, right out to the outside wall, burning down, up into 6th gear. Takes a little bit of the inside curve, not as much as you see some people take here, and he puts a 29.8 on the board, so fantastic start from him to the night. See plenty of these guys in the mid to high 30s, and Keeper and Quicksilver straight into the 29, so they're looking quite quick, quite early here. Gordo, he's on his first lap here in the Mercedes. What can he do? The Mercedes man, I know he's had a few pedal issues to start the season. Hopefully he's got those sorted out now, because he is on a lap, and I'll stay on board with him. Comes down, has that DRS wide open. Burns it all the way down to 55%.
There we go. Minmay's just back joined the session. Something interesting I'd just like to point out is the fact that Flying Kiwi and MPJ are both out there on mediums. It's an interesting strategy call from the McLaren's there. I imagine it's to try and save a set for the race in case they do get a bit of a dry spot towards the end.
Yeah.
Or they're just trying. Then it's a full quali, so maybe they're just trying to save it for that. But at this point, Flying Kiwis put out a pretty decent lap on those mediums in comparison to some of the soft runners.
Yeah, we will actually get that up now. We'll have a look at the tyres and we'll see who's on what. doing what. So yeah, flying Kiwi. That is a good time there on those mediums. So yeah, it's good for the McLarens to see them up there. They desperately do need some points. And D White will be hoping he can get a great performance out of him. But we are seeing Gordo coming down to the line. It's a 1:30 flat for him to start his night.
131 flat. Sorry there, Nishka.
Hudi, mate. Yep, you can join if you want to join in for an interview, mate. So just.
I did send him a message. Oh yeah, he's replied.
Yep, so we will now see Moe Nabs is on a lap. He is up there in the championship at the moment, I believe. I'm not sure if he's 2 points in front or 2 points behind. I don't know if you can check that one for me, do, but I do know it's close between him and Quicksilver Deck, and Mitch is now chomping at their heels, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do as well. I think Quicksilver will be pretty happy with his time. I don't think we'll see him come back out in this session, so he'll probably park it up. Com United, he puts himself up there with his V-Carb teammate. They're both in the 29, so they'll be pretty happy with that so far.
At the moment in the championship, the top 5 are as follows. Quicksilver was 78, Moe Nabs was 75, then Mitch was 67, Naireshe was 66, and Patrick's with 63. So the gap between that's only 15 odd points, which that's pretty close for how long we've got to go in the season.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'll stay on board here with Moe while we finish the lap. But if you want to get this interview underway, get it underway with Noah Huni, and yeah, take it away.
Thank you for joining us tonight, Noah Huni.
No worries, no worries.
How are you feeling about tonight, starting from the back of the grid?
It's tough because I know now it's raining for a bit, so it'll be tough to try and get through the grid. And just hope the strategy is good as well.
Yeah, I can imagine it'll be a tough race. If you don't mind me asking, is it an intermediate wet or a wet wet?
I have no idea. I actually didn't look at it before I retired, so I'm not 100% sure. But I'm hoping it'll be Inter's conditions.
Yeah, this track's dangerous enough in the dry, let alone with some water on the track. Overall, how confident are you in the rain in general?
Not super confident. I can perform decently well sometimes, but not super good.
Are you going to be hoping for a few safety cars tonight in order to try and get up that grid a bit easier, or is that going to make it a bit harder for you?
I reckon it'll be easier. I'll help with strategy as well as just track position as well. So hopefully, do aim for at least a 1 or maybe 2 most. I think.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting night to say the least. I'm going to hand you over to Nishka now and see what he's got to ask you. Appreciate you joining us in the box tonight. Over to you, Nishka.
Yeah, you mate. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, mate, with the quali ban, having to start from P20. But how do you feel about Singapore? Is it one of your better tracks, or you're not too sure?
It's not too bad of a track for me. I think it is obviously one of the easiest street circuits for me. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you feel about the wet? Do you go all right in the wet, or is it a bit of a struggle town?
It can be if I can get my setup in goods, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing you out there on the track, mate. Derb asked you most of the questions, so I'll let you go, get back with your team, and get your strategy all sorted, mate. But thanks for jumping in the conference tonight, and good luck for the race.
Yeah, absolutely, no worries. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Something interesting I'd just like to point out that happened while we were in the interview there. Patrick's has gone up and set
Sorry.
P2 at the moment.
Sorry to interrupt. H-Town just smashed the wall there, and he has taken his end plate off. That is not ideal for him at the moment. I don't know if he's going to be able to finish this lap or whether he's just going to abandon it, but he absolutely crunched it there, dude. Go back to you now, mate.
Yeah, that's all right. It's a bit unfortunate as we see H-Town does come into the pits there. It's quite tough around here with no end plate, as I did discover that in the reserve program. I attempted to do a lap after losing an end plate halfway through, and it did cost me a decent portion of time, which it isn't ideal, and it makes sense for him to pit, as he really needs a decent time here to make sure that he's not eliminated in the first part of the full qualifying.
Yeah, they're in a serious situation here too. The Mercedes, like P15, P18, they're going to need to pull a lap out here in this qualifying to get up into the top to make sure they're going to go through to Q2.
As a fellow Mercedes man, are you a bit worried by what you're seeing so far from both of them?
I know Gordo hasn't been able to get on to a lot of practice this week, so I expect him to, if he does another lap, he'll probably improve. H-Town, I know can do much better than what he's doing at the moment, and I think he probably would have been on for a decent lap there if he didn't smash his wheel. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. H-Town is coming straight back out, so he is in behind that Williams there. At the moment, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Moe Nabs, he's coming out. He's not happy with his time, so he's going to be coming back out as well. We're seeing a lot of these cars coming back out. Druzilla's out. Nyashe out. We got Gordo's coming out. Soup for Duck coming out. Was he going to leave it to the last second here? This is going to be an interesting one. We'll have to see. I can't see him coming out at the moment.
Bit interesting to see that Mitchell and Moe and Drusilla are coming back out, considering how far up the order they are. There's a few cars there that I'm surprised aren't just trying to save those tyres a bit more and leave them for the next few sessions. It's, as I'm sure we all know, it's a 3-part qualifying, and yeah, from what you've seen so far, Nishka, who do you think's really on the pace and who's close behind?
Oh, I think Quicksilver Deck and Patrick, they look like they're on the pace here. It is only Q1 as well, and they're already down in those like low sort of 29s, just under that mid 29. And yeah, Governor, he's happy with his time, 130.4. Do you reckon that could be in trouble? It's only 5/10 to P15. It's calling it early.
It's a risk, but I mean, it's too late now to come out of the pits, so he's just got to sit and wait. Interesting decision, but I imagine it's a call from the engineer. So we'll just have to wait and see if he gets knocked out or if he stays in.
We are getting on board with H-Town from Connor Webby. So I'm going to put us on board, Dern. You can take us away for my TP's lap.
Your TP's lap. Where are we at the moment? Just down there. So we've got H-Town coming through the chicanes there at the start of Sector 1. He gets through there nicely. He's on the battery, up the gears, gets into 6th gear and starts dropping down for the next corner. He runs it, taps the wall there by the looks of it. Back on the battery, up to 7th. Will he get into 8th, or will he does hop into 8th. As you see him go back down the gears. And he's run a bit wide there. I don't believe it's invalidated him. That's alright, he's through the next corner. He's pushing very hard here, by the seams, but he's got really over that curve. I don't know whether that will have costed him time, or if it's helped him really. He's back through here, down to 4th. Gliding through here in 4th, down to 3rd. Back through. Up into 4th. Onto 5th. Tap a battery there. He slides a little bit. Gets round the corner nicely. Back on the battery. Opens the rear wing. Up into 6th gear. Down into 5th. Now down into 3rd, sorry. Back round. On the battery. Opens the rear wing again. I imagine we'll see most of his battery burnt here. 7th gear. Into 8th. Drops it back down. round the first corner, through the second, gets cleanly back around through there without hitting the wall. So we see him come around the final two corners here. He's going to set a 29.9. Great lap from H-Town there. Puts him up into P5. Back
Yeah,
over to you, Nishka.
pulls out a lap when he had to. What are we going to see from MPJ? Is he safe in there? Soup for Duck still has to do a lap. Min-May is out on track as well, I believe. Where's MPJ going to put himself? He comes down to the line, swings it out wide. What's it going to be? MPJ still P14. Soup for Duck. Can Soup for Duck improve? Where's Min-May? Min-May's invalidated. Min-May is done. Oh no, Min-May from P20. Soup for Duck. Can Soup for Duck get out of that bottom 5? Naira Eshe sitting there in P16 at the moment. So Naira Eshe is going to be out in Q1. Quick walk is out as well. What's Soup for Duck going to do? It's only going to be P17. That's our top 15.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in trouble, dude. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this guy's name.
I'm a bit worried about it too. That's why I'm not sure on if to abbreviate it or keep it the full one or what to do there. As Rapid says most weeks, can't we just have easy to pronounce gamer tags?
Yeah. I don't know about that one. We might just call him Wocky, eh? Let's just call him Wok.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, Wocky. Otherwise, I'm gonna be saying quack all night. Anyway, the qualifying order, the 5 that are going to be missing out is going to be Naira Eshe, Soup for Duck, Wocky. Maybe we can get him on here. We can find a name for him in the next quali if he jumps in for an interview, and Min-May. So, if any of those 4, if you could just tag those up in the chat there, please do.
I've got 3 of them. I'm just not sure what Wocky's Discord is. I'll have to figure that one out.
Puntamang. That's him in the Discord. Puntamang or something. His name is, I think. Anyway, are we going to see dry session 2? Yes, we are. Yes, we are going to still see it dry. So it's still dry in quali here. Q2. We're going to see some guys go out on the old tyres first. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have a look at the tyres. We got the full track map.
Very much so.
So.
I've got a tag. Puntamang doesn't actually have Div4 roles.
Ah.
I've run into that issue.
Oh.
So he's actually reserving up from Div5 there.
Yep. Well, he just needs the Div4 role. Div4 reserve role. But if he doesn't have it, that's alright. Hopefully he's watching the stream and he can join the live comms box and then come for an interview. Same with you, Naya. I see you watching the chat there. This game's cooked, he reckons. Come tell us about it in the comms box, mate. Come have an interview. Same with you, Min-May and Soup for Duck. If you boys want to jump in, we'll have an interview. We've seen a few cars going out now. H-Town's heading out onto the track. Yella here, Iriri, he's on the track as well in that Haas, so good to see him getting through. Druzilla is on an outlap. Quicksilver deck looked very quick in that first session there too. You think we're going to see more of the same from the Ferrari man here?
I would like to think so. He really did show a lot of pace there through his first lap that he did quite early and managed to set P1 and hold it. But I wouldn't go counting out someone like Moe or Mitchell yet, or even Patrick to pip him here, but we've still got another session after this, so I imagine you'll see the guys set their lap and wait and see where they finish to whether they need to try and do another lap before the timer runs out, or what the go is.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of these guys go out on that first set of tyres they used in that Q1. I'm pretty sure Quicksilver Deck will probably be going out on older tyres and looking to just try and set a lap and then come back out on a fresh set later in the session here. Yeah, these guys probably just want to just put down a time just to start us off here, too. I'm sure there probably is some people coming out on a fresh set.
Yeah, interesting things to point out here is we've got mostly full teams left here, other than the Alpine, Kick, and William. Oh no, the Alpine's got 2 cars here. The Kick and Williams do not have 2 cars here, neither do the Ferraris. So the rest of them are all got their teammates still here, which is interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, we're seeing Druzilla. He's on a bit of a lap at the moment as he comes down through, down towards the bridge section. He's going to be coming up there very shortly. 50% battery. Drops it down into 4th, cuts that curb nicely. Doing a fantastic job here is the Kicks. The Kicks have been having a fantastic season. Took a fair chunk of that curb there. Got to be careful with that one during the race. You don't want to take too much of that. You can end up in that opposite wall there on the other side. But he looks like he's doing a nice job so far in the Kicks Alba. Burning down. Plenty of battery still to work with down this next straight here. Uses plenty of the track there. Nicely done from him. Burning down. Coming down to the chicane. Following that Haas down. I think that's a Yalahiri. He's going to be the first one to cross the line, I think, and set a time. So we'll have to keep an eye on what time he sets as Druzilla comes into the last corner there, takes plenty of the curb. Yalahiri does a 130, but a 131.3, but Druzilla goes a 130.8, and whoa, look how close that is between himself and the Governor. Coming down as well, we got Shining Swarm. He looks like he's starting a lap. Quicksilver Deck, he's coming to the end. What can he set? Drops it into 5th, comes across the line, does a 129.987 on old tyres. That's a pretty good lap, I'd say.
Are they definitely old tyres, not fresh ones?
I'd say they would be.
They are only reading 1 lap, but I do not know if that's accurate or not. As we've got Keeper going ahead and set pole for the current second with a 129.764, roughly 3/10 ahead of Quicksilver's first lap there. And we've got Gordo come through with a 131 pretty much flat, and Flying Kiwi with a 130.8. Over to you, Nishka. I'm getting a bit confused here.
Yeah, there's all sorts happening at the moment. There's a few on an out lap. MPJ is on an out lap. He's about to start his lap. So what can MPJ do? We've got Shining Swarm. He's coming down towards the end of Sector 2 at the moment. He's got a little kick in front of him. Gets out of the way nicely. Rise is also coming through the middle of Sector 2 at the moment. So we'll keep our eyes on Shining Swarm. What's he going to do? Reserving up from Div4, doing a fantastic job just to get through to Q2. He burns down to the chicane, takes plenty of that inside curb, nice and bouncy there, and he burns down into this last tricky little corner, sticks it in 6, keeps it nicely, and does a 130.650, so pretty good lap there from Shining Swarm there too.
Yeah, great lap from him. Bit intimidating knowing that that's what I'll be going against tomorrow night, but admittedly these are only qualifying 2 times, so we'll have to wait and see what he does in Q3. And fingers crossed he will make it that far, which it does look at this point, but we've had Minmay join us in the comms box here. I'll hand it over to you, Nishka.
Oh, Rise has spun on the last corner. So that's not ideal for Rise. Sorry about that one there, dude. I just got a bit excited, but Minmay. A bit unfortunate, mate. I've seen you got disconnected from the qualifying there. They're not able to get the lap in there. Yeah, not probably the start of the night that you wanted. But how you going to navigate this one from the back, mate?
Well, we'll just take our time and be precise with our moves. We'll be looking to extend the tyres as much as possible. I don't know if you guys have got the info yet, but it looks like it's going to be a rain race. So could be another tricky one and a bit of an interesting one for us. But I think if I just play my cards right and keep safe, then, you saw from last week, chaos can ensue and people can come from the back to the top. So I've still got a shoe in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one track that if it is raining, it does open it up if you are from at the back. Yeah, it's one of those ones where there's going to be there will be carnage in the rain around Singapore. There's no doubt about it. And then yeah, if the luck falls your way, before we know it, we could see Mid-May up near the top 5.
Yeah, we'd love that to happen. Hey.
Well, I can only hope, mate, after the start to the night that you had, bit unlucky, mate. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck for the race, brother, and I'll pass you over to Do.
How are we tonight, Min-May?
I mean, obviously could have a bit of a better start, but I'm a bit skeptically positive at the moment.
Yeah, that's a great attitude to have coming into tonight. It's going to be a tough race for you, but how do you feel your season's going overall here?
Look, I mean, I had a bit of an unfortunate one to start out in Monza. I got a bit of an unfair 10-second for a corner cut that wasn't really my fault that the game awarded me before my pit stop. So that put me a bit down the order to where I think I should have finished. But besides that, I think the other races have been very consistent. I think I've raced my races very well, and I've cleaned up good points for the team. So I'm sure they're very happy about that.
Yeah, I imagine they would be. You and Moe there really streaking out to a lead in the constructors at the moment by 27 points there. Is your TP happy with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think me and Moe work really well as a team. You know, Dito's always in there trying to help us out and give us guidance. He's a really great help. He's an amazing hand to have in the garage to engineer us, and he keeps our heads calm, and he gives us good little advice. So he's backed us definitely. He's kept us very positive, and he's a big factor as to a reason why we've had such good success so far this season too. So I think he has a lot of faith in me and Moe, and I mean, to see Moe at the top here in this qualifying session, I think you can see why.
Yeah, that's very much understandable. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we move on?
No, I don't know. I wish you guys the best of luck and enjoyment with watching. I hope the casting goes well, and hopefully somehow I'll be speaking to you at the end, whether it's a podium or a driver of the day or something. Um, but yeah, I hope the race is all good. Stream holds up well. There's not too much carnage for you boys to be staying up all night, but I hope it's an interesting one for you to watch.
Yeah, fingers crossed it doesn't go as long as last week. 100% in the rain was a bit interesting, but we'll see how we go tonight. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, boys.
Thanks, mate. Good luck, mate.
Cheers.
You have a good one there. As we see, Patrick's come out while we were doing that interview and gone into P2 again with just ahead of keeper, narrowly. 5/1000ths in that there, Nishka.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on this lap that's starting now too as well. That is Rise. I'm going to go on board with him, mate, and you can take us away for this lap. The Alpine man needs to make this one stick.
Yeah, he's coming through the first chicane there. Through second gear, up into third, on the battery, up to fifth now, into sixth, back down the gears now, round the corner nicely, opens the rear wing with the battery, up into seventh, flying through there, up into eighth, 311 k's an hour, down into the corner, back down to second, coming up into third, into fourth, a little bit of battery through there, back down to second, coming up into fourth, back down to third now, on the battery. He's going to be really pushing here after, unfortunately, I think that spin cost him dearly. As he comes through the bends there, through the other side, in fifth gear, coming out, round the corner in second, gets on the battery, opens that rear wing, up into sixth, up into seventh. Now, back down the gears, right into second as he goes round that corner, keeps it nice there. On the battery again, up into sixth, up into seventh. He's going to jump up into eighth. Yep, he does. Now back down through the gears. Trying to use up as much battery as he can here, I imagine. We're seeing it pretty decent time here. Round the last corners. Round. He does a 29.4 and puts him in P2, Nishka.
Yeah, that's a fantastic lap there. That is a fantastic lap from Rise. So I have to see if that's going to be safe. Probably, looking at the times, that's going to be pretty safe, I'd imagine. So he'll be pretty happy with that. And the Alpines, they'll be stoked. They're looking pretty solid there with a P2, P5 at the moment. A team that's not looking too solid at the moment is my team, but we'll have to see what they can do. They'll be heading out on track now. P13, P15. They're going to have to pull some laps out here. Yalhiri's going to have to pull a lap out. MPJ's going to have to pull a lap out. The Governor is going to have to pull a lap out. A few of these guys got to pull some laps out, but Shining Swarm, what a fantastic effort from him tonight. Can we see Shining Swarm stay up in the top 10? It looks like he's starting a lap at the moment, I think. Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's starting a lap now.
Yep, so he's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. He looks like he's the first car that's on a lap, I believe. So as he comes through Sector 1, is he improving? Keep an eye out for that timing board. He is not. He is 1.5 tenths over his time at the moment. Maybe he copped a little bit of traffic coming down into Turn 1. Might have put him off a little bit. Can he improve through Sector 2? We'll have to wait and see. We do have one of the Alpines. Looks like it's about to start their lap as well. We'll jump over to there once we see Shining Swarm come through Sector 2. What's the timing board telling us?
Interesting to see that pretty much the whole grid has come back out for another lap. They're not happy with their times and they want to make sure they're there. I imagine, Moe will stay in though, but I imagine you'll see, everyone's already out from P3 right down to P15. He's up 2 tenths.
He's up 2 tenths.
So he's improved there.
This is huge from Shining. What can he do? He's got 2 McLarens in front of him. They're very close to each other, those 2 McLarens. Not too sure if that's ideal. Get a bit of dirty air there. Maybe trying to give each other a toe. Not too sure. But Shining comes down to the line. Did he invalidate there?
He's up on his time anyway. I wonder if that dirty air has really affected him.
Yeah, not too sure what's happened there. He's he looked like he was improving and then he hasn't. Who else is on a lap? I believe we got Mitchell. He's on a lap. He's coming around now. Coming down through Sector 2. Is he going to be improving on his time? We got Druzilla. He is on a lap as well. He's coming to the end of Sector 2. He's going to be the first one to come through. What's the timing board telling us? He's up 7 tenths, so he's improving massively. He is looking to put himself up into the 129s. That might be enough to get him into the top 10. We will have to see. He's doing a good job. So, as we look back, Mitchell, what's he doing? I don't know if that's correct with what's happening there. We are seeing a Mercedes coming through there now. Which Mercedes is it? It was Gordo H-Town. Is he improved? Well, he doesn't have a time on the board, so he can't be improving. Druzilla goes 129.8, so he's doing a fantastic job. Mitchell coming down to the line. What's it going to be for Mitchell? He does a 129.2. He goes to the top. Where's Gordo? What's he doing? Where's it going to be for Gordo? He puts himself into P9. Where's H-Town? Is H-Town going to put himself up into the top 10? What can he do? He puts himself up to P4, so fantastic lap from him. We got Patrick. He's on a lap. What's he going to do? We've got a Haas coming behind there. I'm pretty sure that's Lahiri. So Patrick goes near the top. We got a car spinning around there. Not too sure who that was, but I've seen someone spinning around. Quicksilver Deck, he goes up to P4. That drops Gordo out. Gordo's out. He is done. Yalahiri is done. Shining Swarm is done. Can Gov knock anybody else? Com United is in the danger zone.
He does.
He goes up in there. Com United in P11. He's still going to come up. He goes up in there. Keeper is just safe. And Druzilla is out. Wow. How quick did that change up there, too?
Oh, that was all over the place. I completely see why some of those further up guys did come back out. Bit unfortunate to see Druzilla out there, as I thought he was going to be one of the ones that was safe, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, he wasn't, as we've got both the Haas's out, the one McLaren, the one Mercedes, and the one Kick. So that'll be leaving us with 2 Alpines, 2 Red Bulls, 1 Ferrari, 2 Racing Bulls by the skin of his teeth, and a McLaren and one Mercedes of the TP H-Town.
Yeah.
How do you think this next section's going to go, Nishka?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That changed up complexion really quickly there. So yeah, I don't know if you want to put those guys' names in the chat as well to come in for an interview if they want to have an interview. But yeah, that's really interesting. But Mitch and Patrick rising to the top again. Moe Nabs, Quicksilver, the usual suspects you would say at the top. H-Town scraping himself in there, and Keeper. We'll make a mention of Keeper there in P10. Gifted tier 1 sub to Skylar Kennedy. And yeah, to get through, just scraping through. Instead of gifting subs, mate, you need to be focusing on your quali lap.
I've just had a report from MPJ's wheel turned off on that last lap that he was attempting to do.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for MPJ. He's just not been having a very lucky start to the season, but hopefully his luck can turn around in the race, and hopefully he can find himself on his way through. And we are now seeing nobody's jumped in. It's still dry. Yeah. So this is interesting. We're seeing 2 Red Bulls in the top 10. We're seeing 2 V-Carbs in the top 10. We've got 2 Alpines in the top 10. And then we just got a solo Ferrari, a solo Mercedes, and solo Williams, and a solo McLaren. So yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we've had any full qualies this season yet, have we, Nishka? As I see someone's about to come out. Who is it going to be? It's going to be Moe out first, then followed by Flying Kiwi by the looks, and then it will be... I'm not... Oh, no, the Williams gets out in... Or who was the first one then? The first one wasn't a Williams. I was wrong, sorry. I'll hand it back over to you, Nishka.
Yeah, we're going to have to... So, yeah, Keeper is out onto the track. He's the first one out. Are they going to be coming out on a used set? We'll have to wait and see if they're going to try and do 2 runs here. Or if some of these other guys, they might just stay in and just save it for 1 run. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Is any of these guys jumping into the comms box for an interview? It doesn't look like it at the moment. Nobody's in there. Out on track though, we will go to the V-Carb of Keeper. We haven't had much airtime with Keeper tonight, but I'll jump on board with him and you can take us away for the flying lap.
Yeah, I've just got word back from Shining Swarm. He plans on joining in a second here to us, so we'll be able to do an interview with him when he gets here. He's got Keeper on his outlap here. We've seen a lot of half the grid come out. We'll have to see if the other half decides to come out soon, or if they're going to wait a bit, and how many runs everyone has. As Keeper's almost getting round here to start his lap. Who do you expect to see at the top, Nishka?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a tough one, mate. I think it's going to be close between Mitch, Moe, Patrick, Quicksilver Deck, and I think just for a little dark horse, I think Rise could sneak up here and maybe surprise a couple.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him up there. He's a very quick driver, and he's definitely coming to his fields now. So we've got Keeper starting his lap. He's got through the first few corners quite nicely. He's coming up on the straight. He had a bit of traffic there, but they got well out of the way for him, so I'm sure he'll be appreciating that. As he comes down, he's done a 27 for the first sector there. Back down through the gears, into second, using that battery coming out, up into fourth, down into third through that corner there, gets nice and close to the wall, up into seventh while burning that battery, back down into fourth. He's getting through here quite nicely, in my opinion, Nishka, but we'll just keep going with him for now. So he's up into fifth, down into second. He burned a bit of battery through there. As he gets back on it now, opens up that rear wing, up into sixth, up into seventh, and he's jacked down the gears now. He is coming up on a car here. Hopefully he doesn't get too much from him. as he's back through on the battery, got the rear wing open, up into 7th, up into 8th, and back down the gears. Comes through the last 3rd and 4th last corners, gets cleanly through that, down through the last 2, as he's using up every bit of that battery, opens up the rear wing and sets a 130.5. Back to you, Nishka.
Yeah, must have gone out on a used set there. Moe Nabs goes through, sets a 29.4 to get us underway here in Q3. But while we've had that happen, mate, we've got Gordo, one of my teammates. He's in here for his interview, mate, if you want to get us away.
Yeah, just quickly before we do, Gov's just gone ahead and pipped Moe there by 3 1,000ths.
Yeah,
Very
fantastic.
tight, but great lap from Gov there. But we'll welcome Gordo to the comms box. How are we tonight?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Bit unfortunate there to see you out in Q2. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, well, I was about a second behind 10th, so it was never really happening there, but it'll be interesting starting in the mid-order with a rainy race. So we'll see how
How
we go.
confident are you feeling about said rain?
I love the rain. Yeah, we've got Flabber in the comms box with us with the Ferrari strats all written down, so we're going off that.
Well, I don't know if Lamb will be too happy about that one, but anyway, that won't be my issue. So, but I'm going to hand you over to Nishka now. But best of luck for tonight, and can't wait to see how you go.
Cheers, mate.
Over to you, Nishka.
Gordo, mate. Yeah, a bit unlucky there. Got out in Q2, but yeah, we know you got the pace, mate, and yeah, obviously like the wet, but do you like Singapore? That's the question.
Well, haven't raced Singapore since about F1 23, so we'll see how we go.
Well, it looked like in the quality there, even from your first lap, you were improving. So hopefully, once the race starts, mate, and you get a couple of laps under your belt, we start seeing you storming through the field. That'll be what I want to see anyway. But yeah, hopefully you can navigate any traffic at the start, mate. Hopefully get a clean getaway, and hopefully we see you pushing through the field.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Enjoy the race.
All right, take it easy, Gordo. Good luck, mate.
Very interesting to see there. Rise has gone the quickest in the 3rd sector so far, so he's put him up into P3, just ahead of the governor. So we're seeing who's next. I think everyone that's out there at the moment has already done their lap, Nishka. Over to you.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of them guys might have had 2 sets of tyres. Other guys, they probably didn't, and they've had to go use an old set because you're seeing a big discrepancy between sort of from H down to like sort of flying Kiwi. Big discrepancy in the times between the top 5 and the bottom 5. So yeah, we're going to see these guys come back out on a fresh set, and yeah, get it underway. Mitch had an ordinary lap there by the looks of it, even on an old set, 131.1. He'll be hoping that doesn't happen, because yeah, I wouldn't want to be starting in P9 in yeah, in the wet.
A wet Singapore.
Yeah. We did have Shiny Piastri in here for an interview, but he's exited. So if you want to still jump in, Shiny, you can still jump in, mate. We've still got a little bit of time before these guys get back out on track. You just make it quick, mate. Otherwise, enjoy your race if you don't jump back in. Rise is on the track at the moment, but he's coming into the pits as well.
Everyone in the pit lane here. Bit interesting to see that Flying Kiwi hasn't even set a lap yet. I imagine he's trying to wait for as much rubber on the track as possible to try and get up in there in those positions. I'm a little bit surprised to see Mitchell down that low and probably United, but the guys ahead of him, they're certainly no slumps to say the least. As we've just had, I believe Shiny has joined us again. I'll let you take us away, Nishka.
Yeah, shiny, mate. Well done on getting through to Q2, mate. Fantastic effort reserving up tonight. We've seen you rapidly improving all season, mate. And yeah, something to be proud of tonight. How do you think you're going to go in the race?
I I like the track, but I hate the rain.
Oh,
We'll see how it goes.
yeah, it's going to be tricky, mate, in the rain. Going to have to try and work that out, try and get through those first few laps nice and clean, mate, and try and make the moves. Yeah, so you obviously don't like the rain, but you like the track, so you're going to have to find the happy medium there, mate, and try your best to get through. And any points that you can score for Haas tonight would be fantastic effort reserving up, mate. I'll
Yep.
pass you over to Dur for any questions that he's got for you, mate.
Yeah, how are we after that unfortunate elimination in Q2 there, Shiny?
I actually I messed up the corners. I messed up the corners so bad.
Okay. Did you get much dirty air on that lap that you set there where you were? I forget what car you were following now, but yeah, did you get much dirty air from that?
Nope, I don't think so.
Because we did see that you were down a tenth in the first sector, but then you managed to get it back up 2 tenths in the second sector. But
Yeah, but
unfortunately, you were.
the last corner got me.
we can't.
That's unfortunate to say.
We can't have that language, Shiny. We can't have that language. Not on the stream. Oh no. Anyway, apologies to our audience for the language there, Shiny. I know it's disappointing sometimes when you
My
know
bad.
you're on for a good lap. But good luck for
My
the
bad.
race, mate. Good luck for the
Thank you,
race.
mate.
Now, take us to the action. We are going to see H-Town. He's going to be starting the lap first. He's going to be the first car on a lap.
Yeah, H-Town's going to have the advantage of no traffic in front of him, but he will then get the disadvantage of not as much rubber in the track as compared to, I'm not sure what the car is down the back, but we'll just have to wait and see as H-Town starts his lap here. Burn a fair bit of battery on that coming into that first straight, but he gets through the first chicane nicely and quickly. He's back on the battery and up the gears here. We've got a slow car in Sector 3. He's had a bit of a slide there, which won't be ideal, but that's okay. He keeps going. Sorry there, I just had to cough.
He's up 3/10. He's up 3/10, so he's improving. Who else?
And that's a decent portion considering how far he was off at Moe on that previous lap.
Kiwi's
He's come around there nicely. Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Kiwi. He's coming around, gets through that nicely, back up, back down. Having a bit of a slide there. I imagine he must be on old tyres there. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just seeing a bit of slip here and there as he's back up. Got the rear wing open, burning that battery. Up into 7th, back down the gears, round the corner nicely. Doesn't get too wide. Back up on the battery, through the gears, up into 7th. He's going to burn every bit of battery here by the looks. Up into 8th, back down through the gears, and through there nicely. Doesn't get too close to the wall. He's burning the 0 battery head left as he's got a bit, burns it on the straight and sets at 29.2, putting him in P2 at the moment.
Quicksilver Deck's coming down to the line here, What's Quicksilver Deck going to do? He puts it pole, 28.7. What a fantastic lap from him. Who's coming out to the line next? It's Moe Nabs. He goes second with a 28.9. Patrick, he's coming down. Flying Kiwi had invalidated, so he's done. Patrick, what's it going to be for the Red Bull? Only P3. Keeper's done in P5. Rise goes P2. What a fantastic lap from Rise.
Moe and Patrick have actually tied. Sorry, I just wanted to point that out. They've actually tied on time again. That's the second time this weekend we've seen it.
Com United, last one over. What did he do? Where did he go?
I didn't.
What is
I didn't get to see. I just saw him jump.
He's P6. He's P6. So
interesting there to see that Patrick has actually tied on times there exactly with Moe.
We're seeing Mars in the chat saying, who do old tyre on a final run? That's your TP talking there, Mars. That's all I'm going to say. I think he's talking about when you said the guy was sliding through the corner.
Well, I mean, he did do a 29.2, so it was a fair bit off of the top guys there and puts him down in P8, but I might have to fire that engineer. I'm not sure about him. Getting a bit lippy as a recent.
Yes, and that was a fantastic qualifying, I must say. We didn't talk about it much, having a bit of a laugh there, but now we are going to see the Singapore skies not open up, but the clouds are going to open up because it is pouring down. It is pouring down. Look at it. Oh my days. This is going to be fun.
This could be wet, so I'm looking at that, and that is just absolutely just bucketing down.
Wow.
Nish, what do you think we're going to see here? Wets or inters?
You probably go inters still, I think, because the dry line will still form. But yeah, Div4, another wet race. They'll be sick of the rain, these guys. They've seen the rain 100% last week, and now yeah, bucketing down again. This is gonna be interesting. I'm dreading watching this first corner here. To be honest.
Yeah, look, I think I'll let you take the first corner because I can imagine there may be a bit of carnage. These guys are either going to be sick of the rain or they're going to be better than any of the other divs at racing in the rain at this point.
Yeah, and here we go.
I'll let you take us away.
3, 4. And the lights are out, and we are off here at Singapore. There's a few people on the wets. Early Rise is in the lead up the inside. One of the Red Bulls is already off the track. The Ferrari's off the track through, trying to overtake. As we look a bit further down, there's a bit of cut. The Red Bull's off the track again, going up the inside. Taking an interesting line. Oh, and cops it off the McLaren too on the way past. A little drive-by, a little tap. Love to see it.
VSC already!
Oh, there's a 10-second. Noah Huni gets a 10-second with Druzilla. Oh, man, there's plenty happening here. Back towards the front. I've got to catch my breath. There was heaps of stuff happening back there. I didn't catch it all. Are we seeing any damage? That's what I'm trying to have a look through the field at the moment. There's no damage on the McLaren. There's no damage on the... There's a bit on the Red Bull of Patrick. He is missing an end plate. That could be an early pit stop for him. Is Gordo through okay in the Merc? He looks like he's got through. The Aston Martin looks okay. Kick looks okay. It's looking like just the Red Bull at the moment, just with damage. I can't see any others at the moment.
As the V-carb goes out and taps the wall there, not sure what happened there.
Oh, Noah Huni's had a big accident. He's missing a lot of his wing. Back towards the front there, we got Rise. He is out in the lead, and he looks real comfortable in the way. He's put 2 seconds on Quicksilver deck already. He's flying.
Quicksilver had a massive slide through the chicane back there, though, and narrowly missed the wall. So this is looking very dangerous, to say the least. I really don't know the words for this, as they're just sliding everywhere. Back over to you, Nishka.
Yeah, look at this little battle here. We got Moe, Nabs, and Mitchell going at it. Who is going to get this move done? Is it going to be Moe holding on? Is it going to be Mitchell? He looks up the inside. Moe's on the outside. Little bit of wheel touching. They're doing a fantastic job. These conditions look absolutely treacherous. Moe's sliding everywhere. Look at that. The rear end is going everywhere on that Williams at the moment. They're still too wide. Or was it? They weren't too wide. Mitch's gone in front of them. But the Alpines are in a fantastic position. 1 and 3 at the moment. They're doing a fantastic job. As we see the V-carb sending it up out on the outside there. No contact. Has another look around the outside. The other V-carb of Keeper. He's up into P6 on those wets. He's looking to get into it. How long are these wets going to last before we start seeing this dry line and they start really overheating? That's going to be the question. Oh, just scraping the wall there was keeper. That's going to be an interesting one to watch. Now it's a bit of a gap down to H down in P8. He looks like he's just struggling to stay in touch with these guys just a little bit here at the start. As Soup for Duck on those wet tyres, he looks pretty quick at the moment. He looks like he's going to try and get a move done here on H down. No, thinks better of it. Just tucks back in behind him. He's pushing him along. Have a look at it. That Aston Martin's very fast without an M plate as well. Can he get a move done? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Just a little bit further in front there. Looks like Flying Kiwi now has managed to get himself past keeper. So this is a good little battle we got happening in this mid pack here. Now Soup for Duck does get the move done on H-Town. He's passed and he looks quite quick. These wet tyres might be doing the trick here at the moment too.
Yeah, there doesn't really seem to be any dry line actually forming, as you just see the spray coming up off the cars. There is water everywhere, and it does not look to be stopping anytime soon, by the way. It's just pouring down. I noticed Quicksilver seems to be having a lot of slide in comparison to Rise, but it seems like the gap isn't changing overly too much.
Yeah,
But do you think you're going to see inters for any of these guys that are on wets, or do you think you'll see the inters guys go to wets? What are you thinking here, Nishka?
no, I think we'll be seeing the guys on the wets. They'll definitely be going to inters. I'd imagine at some point. You will see there will be a bit of a dry line form at some point after these cars start getting around this track. I think yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they stay out onto the wets. I don't know how long those wets will last for. But at the moment, we are seeing a nice little battle here between both our teams, mate. The Mercedes and the Red Bull of Patrick in between them. They look like they're having a fantastic little... Oh, as Patrick goes wide again and smashes into the wall again. That yeah, they got a little bit loosey-goosey there. Noah Esche is looking to get involved in this now too, in that kick Sauber, but he's picked up a 3-second penalty, so they're looking to all get involved there. As we see a little bit further up, we're seeing Com United now. He's closing in onto the back of Bowie Nabs.
Patrick's got past H-Town.
Patrick's got past now. Is he going to be able to start making some ground up, even with that damage that he's got at the moment? He's going to have to try to stick it out for a little bit here. Bowie Nabs looks like he's fended off Com United for now, but Flying Kiwi looks like he's looking pretty quick at the moment as we see that overhead shot there. Look at the rain. It looks like there's wind. It looks like there's everything. That's torrential. There's a big storm coming through. Look at it. Typhoon in Singapore.
Look, to say the least, I'm glad I'm not racing here tonight. I'm not the greatest fan of Singapore as it is, let alone with rain. But we're seeing some real gaps open up out the front there, as we've got 3 seconds between Quicksilver and Rise. Rise leading. Another second back to Mitchell, who seems to be closing that, and Mitchell showed great pace in the rain last week at Australia. Then we've got Moe Nabs, another 4.2 seconds off of Mitchell. And then we've got a few small groups heading down further the grid, as Rise is just getting quicker and quicker out the front there. How do you personally feel about this sort of weather, Nishka, at Singapore?
Well, if we cast our eyes back to last season, the race that I had here, it was pouring down at the start of the race, and I put myself 16 seconds out in front, and then it stopped raining. And then a safety car come out straight after it, so I wasn't happy about it. But yeah, I do like the rain here at Singapore, so yeah, I actually don't mind it.
I swear and curse enough at Singapore to be doing it, as we've seen Patrick get onto the back of Super Duck. He has gapped H-Town, and Gordo's managed to get past H-Town as well. So H-Town doesn't seem to have the pace in the wet by the seams of it. As we're seeing Patrick get past, oh no, not quite, get past Keeper as they're going side by side through the corner. They're keeping it clean. It's allowed Super Duck to get past Keeper as well and get through there easy enough, as the Keeper and Patrick are still going side by side. Does look like Patrick's going to get him in the straight line though there, as he looks to be in a bit more of, I wouldn't even call it a dry line yet. It's still soaking wet, but there is starting to get some wheel marks there at long last, as we're seeing him gain onto the back of Super Duck. I really think we could see Patrick making a decent recovery here What about yourself, Mishka?
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job with that damage that he's got there. Now, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. I think Super Duck, he's got damage as well. So they're both doing a pretty good job at the moment, making a pretty good fist of it to try and get back into this race. We are seeing, we'll go back to the front a little bit here. We are seeing Rise. He is flying along here. 2.7 seconds in front of Quicksilver Deck. Mitchell is there. 2 seconds behind Quicksilver Deck. He's there in P3. Moe Nabs, 4.5 seconds. These front three have absolutely gapped these guys at the moment. Com United there in P5. He's just dropped off the back of Moe a little bit here after we've seen him nearly making a move there. Flying Kiwi, he's just slowly working himself into this race for McLaren. The McLaren will be looking for a better result tonight than what they've had to start off this season. And Flying Kiwi is definitely flying the flag at the moment for them. Patrick, though, closing in on Soup for Duck. Keeper just does not look like he's got the pace here in the wet. He's struggling, and Gordo now is starting to close in. He did say he does like the wet. He's absolutely gapped his TP. 3 seconds down the road is H-Town now, and he's going to come under all sorts of pressure from the Governor. He's closing right in. This could be a little interesting battle to watch here between both our teams, mate. We see the Governor absolutely slided into that corner there, and we are seeing that dry line form here, Dur.
Yeah, I think we won't see the wets out for too many more laps now. There's a few guys up the front there, Kiwi and Soup for Duck in P6 and 7 on the wets, and then you've got Keeper down in 9, but we're just seeing the Governor's getting really all over the back of H-Town here. You'll want to be careful to make sure he doesn't get wing damage by sliding into him or something, but H-Town really seems to be struggling here with the wet. Is that a common problem he has that you're aware of, Nishka?
Not that I'm aware of. He usually says he doesn't mind it too much if it's wet. So I don't know. He's I don't know. I am seeing this dry line forming though. That's the big thing that I am noting here. So these guys on these wet tyres, they are going to have to start hitting the puddles because those tyres will be getting hot real quick. So that's something we're going to have to focus on. Look at Minmay. Minmay is on the charge, though. That's one to watch. He gets another overtake done now on Shining Swarm. He is working into this race nicely. Started from the back and has plenty of clear track in front. He's going to be out charging after these guys now. As we're seeing a couple coming into the pits already, and that looks like a Haas getting off the wets. So Shining Swarm is...
Naya's actually gone and put wets on.
Interesting
Interesting to say the least. I'm not sure on the strategy call there, as that dry line is definitely forming. So we see H-Town, he's starting to find some pace now, and Gov's just forced to sit behind him. But I'm not sure on Naya's choice of going onto the wet tyres. What about you, Nishka?
Yeah, I wouldn't be going onto the wet tyre now that this dry line's forming. That's you're asking for trouble there. They'll be getting super hot, super quick. They'll turn into slicks quicker than they'll be wets.
Yeah, interesting strategy call to say the least. But we've got some Gov's looking at H down here. He doesn't go for it. He's just parked underneath the rear wing of him there. Wait and see if he gets another chance up further. It's a bit unfortunate not having DRS around here for the few bits that you do have, as it's really the only decent opportunity you get to pass, other than a couple corners that you're still able to get around in. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. We've got some real winners so far, with Soup Duck gaining 10 positions and Minmay gaining 7.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts on how their races are going, Nishka?
Yeah, Minmay's having a fantastic start to the race, and Soup for Duck also having a great race too so far, especially with that damage. It'll be interesting to see if at the pit stop whether they pit. Pit. Well, obviously they're going to pit at the pit stop. What am I saying? Whether they change that wing or not. And it's going to be interesting. All these guys on the wets. How long are these wets going to last for? That's going to be the one to watch here. I think whether that's the right strategy call or not. Whether they start losing time, we'll have to wait and see. Patrick doing a fantastic job though. He's now onto the back of Soup for Duck now, even with that damage as well. Wonder if he will change his wing or whether he'll just stick it out as well. Or yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Keeper's just dropped off the back here, dropped off the pace. Have to see if he's going to try and wet those tyres up a little bit, or if he just stays on that dry line. It's going to be an interesting one for him, but it looks like a little bit of a tough night at the moment for him. At Com United, he's ever slowly catching up, and the gap at the front, I've just seen, it did close to 1.5 seconds between Quicksilver and Rise, but Rise has just put in a mighty lap here and pushed it back out towards that 2 seconds too.
Yeah, back down further, Govs, unfortunately, he's getting stuck behind H-Town really here, and it's allowed Minmay to get onto the back of him. I think Gov really needs to get past him so he can try and move away, because he was showing really good pace up until he got stuck behind H-Town there. So, not ideal for him, as we see Rise goes and sets the fastest lap again. Rise is just really on the pace tonight, in my opinion, Nishka.
Yeah, well, he's just put a second pretty much on Quicksilver deck in that last lap, and yeah, he's really pushing that gap out. Minmay though, he's looming dangerously here to these two. He just, if he can get past, he's going to be on for a pretty good finish, I think, here. And if he can get past these two and slowly keep making his way up, a safety car would really bring him into the calculations, I believe here too. So he's going to be one to watch as this night goes on. Patrick, though, he just can't seem to get past Super Duck at the moment. Those wet tyres, they must be starting to get a little warm now. It must be starting to get tricky to keep Patrick behind, but Patrick not able to get the job done at the moment. Not much battery to play with. Neither does Super Duck, though. He doesn't have much to play with. Flying Kiwi is doing a great job, though. He's 2.8 seconds up the road from these guys. But he has dropped to 4.2 seconds behind Com United. So these guys at the front on those Inters, they're really starting to pull away from this pack now, do.
Yeah, it does seem like the Inters were the call, but we do see Flying Kiwi and Super Duck and Keeper all up in there in the top 10 in the wets, but they've really, I think they're going to have to pit quite soon, as Yell Harry goes and gets a 3-second penalty down there on the wets in P15. Naya has made a decent charge on those wets. He's managed to get ahead of the rest of the guys who pitted for Inters, but he's going to have to pit again is the issue. I'm not sure if this is if it's a one-stop or how long these Inters are going to last. What's your thoughts, Nishka?
Yeah, I'd be thinking that the Inters are probably going to go for the one stop. So, yeah, I think Nora, those wets, they'll get hot really quick. I can't see him going too long on them either. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to make up the time that he needs to clear for an extra pit stop. I don't think.
As H-Town defends Gov nicely there, as Gov look to make a move as they're going side by side. Are they going to be side by side? The Gov's got past him. Gov has got past him, and Keeper's in. Yep,
he's had enough of the wets. He's had enough of the wets, and Gov is past. Very nicely done. Minmay, can Minmay get past as well? That's going to be the question. Minmay's got lots of battery there, looking like all over the back of H-Town now. Looking for the inside line.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit of a snap there for Minmay. Was having a look just on that wet bit of track there, just couldn't get the job done. But is still all over H-Town, coming onto this straight, burning the battery down. H-Town just looks like he's got superior speed down the straight, so maybe running a little bit lower wings or something in the wet, but it's not helping his pace through this middle sector, and it's really looking like it's hurting him at the moment here too.
Yeah, looking from that over the top camera there, you can see a real dry line forming on some of the straights. Through some of the corners, there's still a bit of water laying, but it's got to the point where there is a definitive dry line, and I can't see the wets going much longer. But Patrick's still sitting behind Super Duck up there. The rest of the guys out in the front have got decent gaps between them, but back down here, the governor started pulling away from H-Town, as I expected, and Minmay's getting all over the back of H-Town, which has also invited Drew Zilla back into it. H-Town just doesn't quite seem to have the pace today. But I did send an order out to the engineer to tell Gov to get past H-Town ASAP. It's costing him, which it really did. It really did, as it put him 8.5 seconds off of Gordo. After Gordo and H-Town had just passed, as Minmay's got past H-Town there, I'm not sure if there was what happened back there. Back over to you, Nishka.
Yeah, I was just on board with that one. Min-May just getting the move done there on H-Town. So fantastic move from him. Druzilla now is going to be all over the back of him as well. Governor's got a lot of time to make up after being held up there. Gordo, though, 4.2 seconds behind. He is slowly trying to start catching up to these top 8. He's ever so slightly been catching up. Patrick, he is trying to get the job done. We're seeing these guys on the wet tyres now. Patrick having a look up the inside. In there, nicely done, wheel to wheel. Just gets a little bit of a snap there on that wet patch of track. And he goes around the outside again. Is he going to get the move done this time? Nicely done from Patrick. It looks like he's going to stick it. He runs wide, just scrapes the wall. He is going to get it done. So fantastic move there by Patrick. He moves up into P7. But 2.5 seconds up the road is Flying Kiwi. But look how much time Flying Kiwi is losing on these wet tyres today. That was only 4.5 seconds only a couple of laps ago. Now it's 8.7 seconds. These wet tyres must be absolutely struggling right now.
Yeah, how many laps are they going to push him for? Are they waiting for a specific lap to go to the Inters to make it home on? I'm not really sure here, but it's really up in the air. What I am happy to see is the fact that, touch wood, no one's ended up in the fence badly, and it's been a good, clean race from what we've seen so far. What's your thoughts on today so far, Nishka?
Yeah, all these guys have been doing a fantastic job. Obviously, we've seen a few things happening at the start, but you expect that when everyone's all together. But these guys are all navigating the track quite well at the moment. Not too many mistakes. We've seen a few missing end plates, but nothing too chaotic by Singapore standards, to be fair. And yeah, we're seeing Patrick now. He is closing right in on Flying Kiwi. Yeah, the wet. Surely they must be thinking about boxing. He's lost 2.5 seconds this lap just to Com United. So yeah, I can't see how much longer they can go for. They're losing too much time. Surely do.
He's dropping like a stone, really. And I think he has to come in this lap. Otherwise, he's going to end up losing too much time to people further down the grid. It's unfortunate, but it's costing him too much in the long run, I feel, here. So we're seeing Patrick. He's a bit slower through there than what Flying Kiwi is, but it's interesting to see that Flying Kiwi's not going to get much water on the tyres. He's staying on that dry line, which is a bit bizarre to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'd be trying to cool them down as much as you possibly can, but at the same time, he's still trying to defend. But he is into the pits. Oh no, he's not. That's not the pits. He's still got half a lap to go. Jeez, what am I talking about? I need to go into pits.
I was questioning what was going on there, but
Yeah,
I wasn't quite sure.
I need a wing change.
That rear just slid out for him a decent chunk. In comparison to Patrick there, it looks like his car's glued to the road.
Yeah, which is interesting. You'd think you'd think Flying Kiwi was the one that had the broken wing.
Yeah, and he doesn't go into the pits, which is interesting, but Patrick does.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm not too sure about that one. Maybe he does need the wing changing. We'll have to see. Does he get a wing change? Yes, he does. He gets the wing changed and gets on to those on a new set of inters. So he looks like he's going to be looking to try and make up some time there. Pitting early as Gordo is closing in on to Super for Duck. Flying Kiwi now picks up a penalty as well. Yeah, I don't know about this from the wets. They stand out a long time. Ilhiri, he's a long way down too. He is on those wets as well. He's dropped 7.6 seconds behind H-Town. This is going to be an interesting one. Is Keeper and Patrick going to be able to get through this field now? That's going to be the question. And make use of that tyre offset that they've got at the moment.
Yeah, I really don't know what the wear levels are to these inters so far, because it's only been probably half the laps we've really had that dry line showing, but I just can't fathom how these guys on the wets are still out there. Shining Swarm gets a 3 second. He's down there in P20, unfortunately, but Naya was going quite well on the wets to begin with, but now he's just started dropping like a stone down to MPJ on those inters. So not sure what's going on there. We got Communitas on the back of Moe, back up the front there. I'll hand it over to you, Nishka.
Yes, they come down to turn 1. Can Combinata get past Moe? We've seen this battle happening for a while now. He hasn't been able to get past as of yet. Still looks like plenty of rain on the side of the track there, on the either side of that dry line. Doesn't look like it's going to stop raining anytime soon. So these guys are in for the long haul, and so are we. And we're going to have a sore throat by the end of tonight. I think because we've only gone 13 laps. We're only a third of the way through the race. It feels like we've been going forever.
Yeah, we're not having a lot of luck with Div4 at the moment. We've got 100% race in the wet, and now we've had a full qualifying, plus we're getting a 50% race in the rain just to slow things down for us. So I don't know if the viewers will be getting sick of hearing our voice after this week, but they'll get a reprieve from me next week, because we're just seeing United, he's sitting behind him, but it doesn't really look like he's going to be able to make a pass, does it really, Nishka?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it at the moment. And they're just having a tight little battle at the moment. But yeah, it doesn't look like any of these guys can really get the move done just with how wet the track is. They just find it hard just to get that little bit of traction just from behind to try and really execute a move and get the run on them. And a lot of these guys are just sort of battery saving and burning out once they get the traction down. So yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky for these guys. Min-May closing up onto the governor. Once again, still 7/10 though. Can't get it done at the moment. Gordo is closing in on Flying Kiwi. Flying Kiwi still going on those wets. It's been a pretty good effort from him so far to not lose too many positions. He needs to try and extend it so that he can get onto those inters and get to the end. As we see him go around again, he hasn't come in, so he must still be feeling okay. That rain's still going sideways. The wind must be going about 100 k's an hour. It's tropical cyclone coming through. We got Mid-May.
Yeah.
Can he get the move done? Down into turn 1. Not this time. Go ahead, Dur.
We've had Superduck come in on that previous lap and put on those inters, so he'll be looking to get ahead and get moving now, but we've still got this happening up the front here, but United's really just dropped off the back. He's down 1.3 seconds away now after we saw him. He was only 2/10 off before, but Minmay's getting onto the back of Governor up in P8 and P9, or down I should say, as I'll come across to them, and we'll just have to wait and see whether Minmay can make a move here or if he's just going to sit behind as a Governor. He's not really gaining on Gordo, and if it is, it's only a slow gain, as I believe the gap was about 6.5 when the Governor managed to get past H-Town. But H-Town's dropped back a few positions now, had a few people pass him since then. But we're not seeing a whole lot of anything at the moment. Minmay's about 6/10 behind. He gets through into the corner a bit quicker, but his exit was nowhere near what the Governor's was. As Shining Swarm gets another 3 seconds. I did see the gap between Patrick and Keeper closing up, but it's opened back up now.
Cobb's in.
Nothing.
Cobb
What was that, sorry?
Cobb's in. He's into the pits. He's had enough on that tyre. Flying Kiwi, is he going to be in? Yes, Flying Kiwi is in. H-Town picks up a 3 second, and Gordo keeps going past now. It's going to be interesting now to see if Gordo does react to that and get on to another set of inters. Flying Kiwi, where's Flying Kiwi going to come back out? It's going to be interesting to see now. We're going to see a few pit stops starting to come in. Comp United, he comes back out. He is going to be just in behind Minmay, so he's going to have a little bit of traffic to try and get past here. That could really open the door here for Moe if Moe decides to go a little bit longer. He might be able to break away from Com United here if Com United can't get past. Seeing H-Town.
Kiwi got a bit over the pit line back there. I don't believe he got anything for it though. I was He started heading out and managed to pull the car back in. I was quite worried as he's come out in front of Keeper and Patrick as Soup for Duck goes and gets a 3-second penalty. Not ideal, but unfortunately it has happened. How much longer do you imagine these guys are going to extend their interstint before they pit themselves?
I think Rye's out in the lead. I think he doesn't need to do anything crazy. He could probably just keep going until he needs. Well, Quicksilver's in, so you'll probably see Rise react the next lap. He'll probably come in and cover that one off. I'd imagine. Mitchell, he keeps going, so that's going to be interesting to see where all these guys come out. Moe Nabs, he's there in P4. He doesn't go in either, so he keeps going around. Is Gordo going to react though to Flying Kiwi? That is going to be the question. Because we've seen now very close on track to each other. What is going to happen here? Is he going to keep going? We're not really getting the best camera angle. He just keeps going around, so he's happy on his tyre at the moment. Quicksilver Deck, where is he going to come out? He's coming out in plenty of fresh air, so he is going to be able to put in some really good lap times here at the start of his stint. Will he get the undercut on Rice? That's going to be the one thing to watch now.
Yeah, well, I'll just have to wait and see that as there's a 13-second gap between Rise and Mitchell. Mitchell showed great dominance last week at Australia in the wet, but today it's been Rise, and he hasn't really looked like anything's going to go against him today. As we're seeing Patrick, he's getting really keen to get past Keeper. It seems like Keeper could be slowing him up a bit, but we'll just have to wait and see whether they can get the pass done. He's getting up the back of him here. It's through the turn as Yell Harry gets another 3 seconds. The only car still out there on the wets. He's been using them for 15 laps now, Nishka.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more the keeper holds up Patrick here, it's helping his teammate Com United out. So yeah, it's not been the best of nights there for Patrick so far. A bit unlucky there, and I know that he is quite quick at his track, so he'll be a little bit disappointed with how tonight's gone so far too.
Yeah, not an ideal start for him, but unfortunately not a lot you can do now except try and get back those positions that he unfortunately lost. There's a few penalties across the grid, which is interesting to see, but they do seem to be towards the midfield and later pack. Nothing up the front at the moment, but Com United's getting onto the back as the governor. How much longer do you think the rest of these guys will extend their stints? As Rise and Mitchell have both stayed out, they haven't really tried to cover that undercut as Moe comes in. So we'll have to see where that brings him back out. Back over to you, Nishka.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. Moe is dropped down to P6 at the moment. Com United has managed to get the job done with the undercut. So Com United pitting to 2 laps earlier, he has forced Moe's hand there. Now he's 1 second behind Com United. So fantastic
Com United had a big
strategy
slide there.
Yeah, it's fantastic strategy call there from the V-Cubs, though. Now able to jump that position there in the pits. It's an interesting one. Gordo still going around in that Mercedes at the moment. Mitchell and Rise, they probably didn't have to react too much at the moment. They were quite comfortable in the positions they were in, so they're just going to keep on trucking on. But saying that, the longer Rise goes and Quicksilver gets on these tyres, is he going to be able to get the undercut? It's going to be interesting to see where they come out. Are we going to see Rise go in? That's what we're going to have to look at here. No, Rise keeps going. So he is comfortable on his tyre at the moment, but I am seeing Quicksilver Deck is eating into that margin. It's almost 2 seconds he's taken out of him since I last looked. So that's going to be one to watch as...
Oh no, he's retired from the session. He's in the pits.
He's in the pits.
He's in the pits. I thought we might have had a safety car coming out here, which would have really played into Rise, Mitchell, Gordo's, Drazilla's, and H-Town's hands, and also probably Yell Harry down the back there. But there's some real big gaps across the field, really. As we are seeing Quicksilver, he is eating into that gap a little bit to Mitchell, but Rise is still keeping that nice and steady out the front there. What's your thoughts on that, Nishka?
Yeah, he's keeping it nice and steady out in front. I'm just, I'm not too sure. Some of these guys know it's going to dry up or something. I'm a bit bit bemused as why they're going so long on these tyres and losing all these chunks of time to some of these guys. It's yeah, they might know something that we don't know, do.
Yeah, I think Mitchell's losing a bit of time because he does have a overlapped Naira Eshe sitting behind him. It does sort of look like he's trying to race him to a point there, but I'm not sure on that. We'll have to wait and see if Mitchell comes into the pits now just to try and cover that as much as he can, as he's dropped 2 seconds off a rise and handed 2 seconds to Quicksilver. But if I'm Rise, I'm probably happy to stay out for a few more laps and extend this stint as long as I can, because it's not like he's losing a significant amount of time to Quicksilver at this point.
Nah, it hasn't yet. That gap hasn't moved since we last mentioned it, and
As
Rise
he
is now
comes
again.
in.
So yeah, he's obviously thought, oh, it's time to react now, so we can keep his lead. It's going to be interesting. We'll stay on board here for Quicksilver. We'll see where Rise comes out. Mitchell's in as well. They're going to double stack, so they're both in on this lap. We're seeing around comes Quicksilver deck. Rise is heading out of the pits now. This is going to be tight. This is going to be close.
No, Rise has got him by far. Mitchell's going to be just behind him. Yeah, decent gap there. 2.5 as Rise is going quite slowly around that there.
Yeah, those tyres will
Just
be
trying to
pretty
make it
cold
sure.
coming out of the. They'll be pretty cold coming out of the pits. So, Quicksilver deck will be right on his back here, but can Rise just pull away? We'll have to wait and see. He does have the 3-lap fresher tyres now, though, so that's going to make it very hard for Quicksilver deck now that he couldn't get that undercut done. Mitchell comes out in plenty of clean air. He is looking like he's going to be on for a podium there if he can just keep it all together now. Com United, he's doing a fantastic job. He's done a good job to undercut Moe. He is holding that gap steady at the moment with the 2-lap tyre offset. Gordo, he is into the pits. He's coming out now. Where's he going to come out? Oh, see, what was that? Just some, there's plenty happening here. What's going on here? I've seen a bit of end plate go flying. Whose end plate was that? Was that Keeper's? Was that Keeper's end plate? No, it wasn't. There was someone's end plate went flying. I don't know who it was.
H-Town slowing down the rest of the grid there in order to allow Gordo to get a bit of a gap, because Patrick was closing up there, but H-Town really just seems to be slowing everyone down as we see a bit of contact between H-Town and Kiwi. Kiwi's been put onto the wet line.
It's Kiwi's end plate that's missing.
And he's hit the wall. Not ideal for Kiwi there. He's out in the wet. So Patrick's going to let him slot back in front of him, but this is looking dangerous here. As we see the governor get out into the wet, put a bit of water on his tyres at the back there.
That was very tight there, but now this is playing into Gordo's hands here, because H-Town is on those older tyres and he is holding all of these guys up. Could this be a master strat here from the Mercedes team? This could be. He's got plenty of battery too. So
we've got a car in the wall.
We've got a car in the wall.
Naira Eshe's in the wall.
Oh no! What's happened there? Is it? And it's a safety car. It's a safety car.
Yeah. That's good. There's a tyre in the middle of the track. That it's going to play into H-Town's hand significantly, I imagine.
Well, we needed to pit. He needed to pit, but yeah, any of the other guys. I feel sorry for these guys that have created all the big gap at the front, and now they're all going to be all back together and stacked up. This is what we wanted to see. This is what everyone at home wanted to see. We all wanted to see it all stacked up again. I don't want to see people crashing, but I want it all bunched up. Let's go.
Kiwi comes into the pits as well to replace that wing. Same with Keeper. They're all coming back in there, those three. What's your thoughts on Keeper coming back into the pits there?
He was on 11 lap inters, so he's probably just come in to get a fresh set. Probably not going to lose too many positions, so he's probably pretty happy just to come in and put those on. And now he's going to have a fresh set of tyres to fight with, along with H-Town. Everyone else in front, they're going to be on older tyres, so Walk has got a 10 seconds speeding into the pit lane, so that's not ideal for him. Don't laugh, dude. Come on, man. Who else you meant to say it?
Didn't we decide on just calling him Wocky?
I like saying gok too much.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
I know. I was saying Hughesy's in the chat too. Says Nishka. I said he loves a bit of gok gok. Oh, 10-second crossing the
And
pit lane too. So he got it on the way in and on the way out. A bit of gok gok gok. 20 seconds is 20 seconds. As I'd say. Anyway,
Oh.
back to the racing. We're going to see all these guys closing up here too. What do you think we're going to see in this last 11 laps?
Well, I'm a bit worried about the safety car restart, although we're still waiting for the gaps to be able to be closed. As the safety car's finally come out there, it's sitting behind Yo Harry as Rise is just catching up to it. Rise would have been getting close to overlapping some of these guys, I'd imagine, because Yo Harry had pitted a few laps before, and we'll just have to wait and see how this goes, because Quicksilver came in as well. So he's actually lost a position to Mitchell under that. I did not see Quicksilver come in. Did you, Nishka?
Nah, so I did see a Ferrari just slowly coming out of the pits, and I was trying to work out whether it was Guok 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 or if it was Quicksilver Deck, but it was Quicksilver Deck, and he comes out. He only loses the one position, but now he's going to have the fresher tyre. So yeah, I think that's the right call. As Lamb said, he's boxed to the fresher tyres, and yeah, he's gonna really now. It's going to be between everybody now on the fresh tyres. Patrick there on the 9-lap enters. He's going to be coming under all sorts of pressure there now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect here, mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Do you think we'll see Patrick come in? Or no, he's already gone past it, so I'd say he's not. He's going to stick on them. That will be the oldest tyres on the grid at the moment, followed by Superduck with 8-lap-old enters.
Yeah.
Do you think the offset is that great for Quicksilver being only 2 laps there on those enters? As his were only about, say, 2 laps older, I believe?
Oh, I think it was because when they pitted, it wasn't long between when the safety car came out, so they're probably not even really 2-lap old tyres. Where Quicksilver was pushing pretty hard for a couple of laps there, so I think it was the right move, probably to go onto the equal sort of tyres, if not slightly better. So yeah, I think it's probably the right move, mate. Even though he lost the position, I think he'll probably gain that one back.
Yeah, a bit interesting to see that there wasn't really any of the guys that had been on the enters for a fair few laps come in, like Patrick and Superduck. Everyone else is really quite fresh. I mean, Minmaze is 5 laps old, but
Moe's in.
Moe is in now.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Is he going to lose some positions here? This is going to be interesting. I think he's going to lose positions here, you know. That was
he does.
That's a really interesting move there. His tyres weren't old at all. And he's going to lose a couple of positions here. So, yeah, he just pops out in behind Patrick, who's on those 10-lap inters, and he's going to have to try and navigate past there. So that's an interesting call there from the Williams team. But he is going to have fresh tyres. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do there. Com United, he's on those 7-lap inters, so he could be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, on a bit older tyre than everybody else around him. But look at Minmay. What a drive Minmay's had. Up into P8 on 6-lap inters. The cars behind him aren't that much better off than him. We could, like we said, we could see a bit of a safety car. Minmay, he could be there. He is definitely on for a bit of a driver of the day here, mate.
Yeah, very much so. The one thing I can see going wrong with Quicksilver's strategy there is he'll definitely gain the position back, I feel, but I don't know if he'll be able to compete for that P1 if Mitchell just decides to hold him up and let Rise get away. That very much could be something that we see here, and it could cost Quicksilver the possible chance of winning the race, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. When the race restarts too, we do have an onboard view coming in from Hughesy. He's requested Minmay for the safety car restart. So So we're gonna have to
Yeah,
see what
as we were
happens.
saying, Minmay's been having a great race so far.
Is this safety car going to slow down at all? Because these guys look like they're having a hard time catching up. This feels
Yeah,
like it's taking
spot on.
forever. What's going on here?
We might be here for another 5 laps yet. By the way, it seems as Yell Harry
No.
and
I think the safety car will come in this lap. It'll just leave the rest behind. I honestly think that's what will happen. So, yeah, Suit for Duck's going to have to get his bike on and drag these guys up.
yeah, not ideal for those guys down the back if they're unable to catch the safety car. But
Yeah.
what have we got here at the moment? The front 9.
Oh, they're going
So we-
that slow near the back. The safety car looks like they're going to overlap them at the moment.
It was that close when it came out. It was sitting right up the back of Yell Harry, but he's managed to get half a lap back. I mean, at this point, I think you'll take anything you can get, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why are these guys taking so long to catch up. I don't understand. What's happening here? They're not taking much time out at all. Suit for
Duck's only gained 2 seconds out of all that so far off a half a lap.
Yeah,
And
I'm not sure.
MPJ's
Just
down the
cruising
back.
along.
He's losing time. And safety car's coming
Yeah,
in.
the safety car's in. I thought it would just leave them behind. Yeah, Lamb. So take your comment back, Lamb.
What did Lamb say? Was he getting lippy again?
Yeah, Lamb. Take your words back. It's Ferrari TPs. Got to sort them out. Anyway, back to the front of the race. Roz is going to take us away for the restart. Safety car is about to head into the pits. You're still doing quite some speed here at the moment. Safety car's not in yet. Any danger back in the field there? No one else is. They're slowly trying to catch up. They're going flat out. They've left it a bit late because the safety car's in and we're back underway. We're going to go back near the front. We've got the 2 Alpines leading us down into turn 1. Quicksilver has a look around the outside. Nothing doing at the moment. Com United has a little look as well. He's off the track. Gordo has a look up the inside. Can Gordo get it on the fresher tyres? Has a bit of a snap. Looking up the inside again. He has the outside line. Com United gets back through on the inside. Patrick there on the 12-lap inters. He's there in P6. He's holding up Moe Nabs at the moment. Min May having a look through on his teammate. Is he going to get through? Not at the moment, but he's going to lose out as well because there goes the governor around the outside. He takes an opportunistic move and gets the move done on... Well, he gets a move done on Min May. He was having a look there at Moe there. Sorry about the pause there from me. But back a bit further up, we do have Gordo. He is looking all over the back of Com United here. Are we going to see that tyre offset paying off here?
It very well could, but we're looking at a bit of a Red Bull and Williams sandwich on each other at the moment. Poor old Moe and the governor are stuck in between each other's teammates there. But we're seeing Mitchell, he's well off a rise, but Quicksilver's dropped off of him as well. So, what was the pit worth it? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. Hey, it's the Alpine now is going to be doing everything it possibly can to make this gap to rise, and I think now it's going to, instead of being a battle for P1 for Quicksilver, it's going to be a battle for P2. If he can't get past Mitchell quickly here.
The gap's almost out for 2 seconds from Rise to Quicksilver, so I don't think it was the right call in the end. If Lamb made that call, I'd be swearing and cursing at him personally.
Oh, he's having a little look up the inside. Here he goes. He goes for the move and he gets it done. And look, Com United's looking to come through as well. Can he get through too? Mitchell comes back up the inside. Quicksilver hangs it around the outside. 2-1. What fantastic racing from those two. Not coming together. But who's going to get the run? It looks like Quicksilver's going to get the run. Mitch is going to duck out from behind him again. Have a look around the outside. Nothing doing at the moment. Fantastic racing from those two.
But Rise is 3.5 seconds out the front now. That has really hurt Quicksilver having to battle there with Mitchell. We'll have to wait and see whether he can close it up and get away from Mitchell or what's going to happen there. But it's not done here, as we're seeing Patrick 3/10 off the back of Gordo. It's a very tight pack there. We do have that onboard request for Minmay, which
Oh,
we
yeah,
probably
I
should...
forgot about Minmay. We'll jump on Minmay now. We'll have a look. Sorry about that, Husey. I was a little late on your onboard, mate. There was plenty of action happening from the restart. Sorry, mate. But I'll give you a little bit of extra time. Actually, we'll follow up in behind here. We'll see if he can get some moves done on this next lap and a half. So when we go onto the lap on the home straight, sir, I'll get you to take us away for a lap because I need a drink. But he's having a
I
little
don't
look.
blame you.
He's having a little look here on the governor. Can he get the move done? Gov's just sliding a little bit in there. Oh, he's having a little look around the outside. Nothing doing. As we come onto the home straight, but take us away for this next lap, Durf.
Yeah, he's coming around the final corners now on the home straight. Gov gets a little bit more wide out there, but he's stayed ahead. Minmay's just sitting behind as he comes into the corner, has a bit of a lock, but that's alright. Keeps going. He's over the back of Gov, but Gov's getting slowed up by the other Williams. There's, little bit of oversteer there, unfortunately, for him, which does lose him a bit of time coming out of that, trying to avoid the back of Zagovna. As Zagovna gets a bit wide, no, he's had to slow down as well to make sure he doesn't run into the back of him. Is he going to have a look at the end of this straight? He's gaining. No, he doesn't. He stays behind here. Around that corner nicely. There is just water coming up off that track everywhere. He's gone for a dive, and it really looked dangerous here. And it hasn't paid off for him. He's had to park the car, basically. And as he's following the governor now, still behind him. Coming round. Gets behind, still sitting behind him. Through here nicely by the look of it. Yep. Having a little snap back there, but he's alright. He did lose a bit of time, but looks like he's going to gain that back as he comes around the corner. Back up. Yell Harry has retired in the pits, I'd say. I missed that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
as we see
he retired.
Minmay, he hasn't been able to get past the governor yet. Is he going to have a look down the end of this straight here? It's looking like it. No, he doesn't quite have the pace to get past him, unfortunately. What this is doing... it's the other Williams has a bit of an issue, and the governor was almost having a look, but is this going to invite Minmay back in? Minmay slid round the last corner, and it's lost him a bit of time on the governor, unfortunately. I'll hand it back over to you, Nishka.
Yeah, that was a fantastic onboard there with Minmay, and we're seeing plenty of fantastic action from these guys. While that was happening, though, Gordo and Patrick have both gotten past Com United now, so he is going to come under pressure from he's not going to come under pressure. Moe Nabs isn't there. So, Com United, dropping 2 spots. If he doesn't stay with these guys, though, he will come under pressure from Moe Nabs. But Moe Nabs, that pit stop, how costly has that been for him? Because now he's down in P7 when he was up in P4, I believe. So, really, really struggling. And now he's behind 2 guys that are on the sufficiently older tyres. So, he's going to have a big job to get back up into that P4, but we are seeing Gordo. He's managed to get himself up into P4. Did say he likes the rain. We didn't see much from him in quali, but man, what a race this guy's having in the rain.
Yeah, he's not really gaining on Mitchell at this point, but Mitchell's not really gaining on Quicksilver, but Rise at the front there, he's just streaking away with it. He's opened up that gap 1.3 seconds since Quicksilver was able to get past Mitchell. So even if Quicksilver didn't pit, I don't know whether he would have been able to catch Rise with the pace he's showing. So, but the old tyres don't seem to be doing any damage here really for Patrick. Com United on the other hand has cost him a few spots, as Rise goes and sets a 1:46.869, the quickest lap of the race so far.
Speaking of Komiata, though, with those tyres, Moe Nabs is now closing right in onto the back of him. He's burning a lot of battery, though. He does not have much battery to play with here as he comes through. Whoa, look at his rear end just sliding everywhere there. He's obviously struggling with those tyres just that little bit against these guys that have got the fresher tyres at the moment. But Patrick, he's just hanging on at the moment to Gordo. Gordo's just cruising along there, running in medium at the moment. He has a 1 second advantage over Patrick at the moment. Is that tyre offset going to mean that Patrick can't get him? We're going to have to wait and see with that one. Mitchell, he's just 1.6 seconds. He's just running his own race there in P3. If he doesn't make any silly mistakes, they're looking for a double podium here. A win and a podium, should I say, for the Alpines. And what a fantastic result that'll be in Division 4 for these guys. We have 3 laps to go after this one. Rise is going to bring us down around through Sector 2. He has 4.6, well, it's just jumped. Oh, it's jumping all over the place. 4.5 seconds to Quicksilver Deck. 2 seconds further down the road is Mitch. Gordo, 2.5 seconds. Can he try Mountain Challenge and come out after Mitch and put him under some pressure? We'll have to wait and see. Patrick's just struggling to hold on a little bit now. 1.3 seconds it is now. So that gap's opened up a little bit. Combined 1.6 seconds. Moe starting to put him under pressure. The governor's dropped off the back of him, but he's going to come under pressure from Minmay. So can Minmay get the move done? Having a little look down into the chicane. Nothing doing this time. You see Quicksilver Deck now sets the fastest lap. So that will be an extra point for him. So that will be happy for him. 3 seconds now to Gordo from Mitchell. So he's dropped off a little bit. Patrick has closed it in by 3/10. So can Patrick mount one more challenge? He's going to have to get up off the canvas with those tyres there, Dur.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick's going to be able to get Gordo. I don't think we're going to see a lot of changes in the top 5. Whether Moe can get past Com United and Minmay can get past the Governor, that's the main battles I'll be looking out for. Druzilla's looking pretty close to Soup for Duck, but Soup for Duck also has that penalty, so he will lose that position if Druzilla can stay close enough, which it does look like. So we're just seeing Patrick has actually closed that gap up a little bit on Gordo by about 4/10. So we could see something happen here in the last 3 laps, but I'd have to say I'd imagine the top 5 are going to finish pretty similar. But Quicksilver is gaining on Rise. He's got that gap down to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Nishka?
Yeah, not too sure what's happening there. Yeah, Rise just 2.6 seconds. Quicksilver 2.7. Has the 2-lap fresher tyres. Could we be seeing that little offset now starting to come to Quicksilver? That could be an interesting one to watch. We are going to have 2 laps to go after Rise crosses the line here. Gordo, Patrick, 7/10 now. Patrick closing right in now. He is burning every bit of battery that he has got to try and get Gordo. What a battle this is going to be for P4. This looks like it's heating right up. Patrick is giving it everything at the moment. 2 laps to go. Quicksilver Deck, 2.5 seconds behind. Can he try and catch Rise? I don't know if he can at the moment. Mitchell, 3.2 seconds. Gordo, 3.5. Patrick, 4/10. This is going to be the battle. Look, he closes right up behind him here. Can he get a move done here? Putting Gordo under all sorts of pressure. Looks like he's got some wing damage again there. Does Patrick, or he just hasn't fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got a 3 second. He just got a 3 second. Oh no.
No.
That's a real shame. That's a real shame for Patrick. They were having a fantastic race. Can Moe get a move done? Can Minmay get a move done? The Williams are both trying to get moves done here. The Governor defending with everything he's got at the moment. Minmay switches one way, back the other. Has a look around the outside. Has a look back up the inside. A bit of a switch back on him. And he gets the move done. Fantastic there from Minmay. What a drive Minmay's had from the back of the grid at the moment. The Williams guys, P7, P8, doing a pretty good job. Both Red Bulls inside the top 10 too. So you'd be happy there, Dur. We got an onboard request with Rise. We are going to watch onboard take us away as we come down. And we're going to start the final lap.
Yeah. Rise is coming through the 3rd sector now. It's getting closer to Quicksilver, but I don't think Quicksilver is going to be able to get him. I think that time that Mitchell managed to slow him down for is going to be the difference. I think it is going to cost him in the long run, but we'll just have to wait and see. As Rise is coming around the last few corners now. Gets on the last little straight. Gets round the last two corners nicely by the look of it. Yep, he does. Onto the battery. He's burning to get away from Quicksilver as much as he can. Gets through the first corner, nice and well. Through the second, nice and cleanly as well. We're not seeing too much movement on the time gaps there between him and Quicksilver as he's coming through. It's around the next corner nicely as well. He's looking very clean here. Just trying to keep it straight while he brings it home. It's coming through there. Up in 7th gear. 280 k's in the wet. Through the corner in 2nd gear. Back out. Gets nice and wide there. Hits the curve. Through that safely. He's getting a bit of slip through there by the sounds of it. But he's still pulling away nicely. He's back on his battery a little bit. Up into 6th. Back down the gears through the first corner. No, not the first corner, sorry. Through the first corner of this area. Through the next couple. Nice and tidily. Slipping a bit around, but he's keeping it straight for the most part. Gets around there. He's really slipping a fair bit there. As Quicksilver's gained on him a couple tenths, but he's still going. Gets through the next one. The rear slides around beautifully for him.
We'll jump off
Sorry,
with that one.
Nishko.
We'll jump off with that one, Dirk, because he's going to come across the line. But the one to watch here is Com United, 3 seconds with Patrick. Can he close that up? We're going to see Rise. He's going to come down to the line. Quicksilver there couldn't close that gap in. Rise for Alpine is going to take the Singapore Grand Prix. He's going to go P1. Quicksilver there P2. Alpine also on the podium, P3. Fantastic drive from Mitchell. Gordo is going to hold on for P4. Patrick has that 3 second. Can he hold on for Com United? He's coming around. Com United looks like he's going to pinch it. He does. He pinches it. P5. Patrick P6. P7 Moe. P8 Min-May. P9 Zagavana. Keeper looks like he's probably going to pinch P10. Rounding out the top 10 there because... Oh, it's super duck. Oh, my days. He nearly lost it there on the last corner there. But, yeah, and he has a 10-second penalty to serve there. And he's going to just miss out on the points. And Flying Kiwi is going to be our last point scorer there. Wow, what an exciting race there towards the end. That was, yeah, that was amazing. What a race. What a race, dude. What's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah. Great race in the end. Look, I'm not surprised to see Quicksilver up there. It was really great race from Rise there. Was actually quite astonished to see him there to begin with, but once he got there, he just held it out the front, and he didn't really look like losing it, did he, Nishka?
Nah, he didn't. He didn't. I said in qualifying this guy could be a bit of a dark horse, and yeah, he's shown it tonight. He's fantastic. He done a fantastic job, start to finish. That was absolutely fantastic from him. And yeah, I'm a bit speechless, dude. To be honest, it was yeah, it was a fantastic race, and the Alpine's fantastic for them. Both up there on the podium, celebrating there together. Quicksilver deck. Probably was the right move to still go onto that fresher tyre. It was just that matter of getting past Mitch. Mitch done a fantastic job there just to create that gap there for his teammate. We are seeing cleanest driver went to MPJ, so he gets a point there, I think. Driver today was Min-May, in fact, so we will have Min-May in here for an interview for driver today. Fastest lap going to Quicksilver deck, so he does get the extra point there as well, and most overtakes going to Min-May. So that was fantastic there from these guys. Let's just go through the order there real quick. Scroll through them guys there. If you could just... Oh, you already done it? Beautiful. Yeah, so we had Rise taking out the win. Yeah, what was your thoughts on the race there, Jer? What was your highlights?
Oh, I'd have to say Rise in general was a highlight. The fact that he was just able to get out the front and just hold it out there for the entire race. I believe he'd led from lap 1, did he not?
Yeah, he got that move done into the first corner, and then just didn't look back from there. Yeah, he really put them to the sword, and he looked super comfortable there in the wet. So yeah, we seen him last week. He done a fantastic job with the quali band, getting himself all the way up to P6, and then he's backed it up again. He either he's a wet weather merchant or he's just extremely quick, mate. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But have we got anybody jumped in yet? Rise has just joined us in the comms box. We won't get it started with him. We'll wait and see. We'll wait for Min May, Quicksilver deck, and we got Mitch as well, also coming in. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that race. It was actually a pretty clean race as well, too.
Yeah, it's been a great standpoint on racecraft in this division here. The fact that how clean it's been able to be, it's a real testament, and it's setting a good example. Yeah, very great race today though. We will point out that Noah Huney did start with a quali band and ended up in 14th. So, but yeah. Keeper is not overly happy with the safety car because there was no delta and there was a bit of crawling going on supposedly. So that'll be interesting to hear about.
Yeah, I did notice that a little bit on the stream there. I was saying they were going extremely slow, and I didn't understand why. So that will probably be looked at. Yeah, I dare say that'll probably get looked at in the stewards. So we'll have to see if anything comes from that later. But to start with, Minmay's not in here yet, so we'll leave our driver of the day just for now. So we'll start off with P3. We have Mitch in the Alpine. Take us away with that one, too.
Mitch, how are we feeling after today's race?
Tired.
That's great to hear. Was that part of the strategy in order for you to hold up Quicksilver there after he pitted?
I was a bit funny how you pitted it. Caught me by surprise, but yeah, I just wanted to help Rise. He deserved that win. He took off. Tried to hold up Quicksilver, but he's too quick tonight. So good work for him to get second.
Yeah, very good drive from yourself as well. How were you feeling coming in tonight, knowing that it was a wet race after you managed to win last week in Australia in the wet?
Nervous. Singapore's a bit of a different track to Oz, I think. It's too greasy in the wet.
Very much so, but you still managed to pull a P3 out of it. What was running through your mind throughout the race there with all the water everywhere?
Don't crash and don't get a time penalty.
You managed to keep both those things true, and we appreciate you joining in the comms box. I'm going to hand you over to Nishka now. Over to you, Nishka.
Yeah, Mitch, fantastic result there tonight for the Alpines. How's the season so far been for you, mate, in the Alpine team?
Up and down. That's good that I'm starting to get a steady pace and be a little bit more consistent. Start of the season it was a bit rocky, but yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely looked like you're finding a bit of consistency in the last couple of weeks, especially in the wet conditions. Do you normally like driving in the wet, mate?
It doesn't bother me. It's not too bad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you definitely look comfortable in the wet. And looking ahead, we got Vegas next week. How do you feel about Vegas?
Yeah, I don't know. It's too early to tell. I've probably have to start doing a bit of practice now for it, just so I can get a bit of consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to get that practice in. It looks like you've been putting in a fair bit of practice, mate. Because yeah, these results they don't just happen by themselves. So should be really proud tonight, mate. And I'm sure Brett and the rest of the Alpine they're absolutely over the moon with tonight's performance, mate. And yeah.
They're the ones to thank. They're helping me a lot with a lot getting the car set up and just being a bit more consistent. So without them, I'd probably be still 15th like I was in pre-season.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's good when you got a good team behind you. I was going to say, do you have anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Just the team, Gangster, Brad, they're all Vettel, all of them really. Rise has been helping a lot, so it's good to have him aboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Ross is a fantastic guy. I'm a little bit devastated he's not part of the Merc team anymore, but yeah, no, fantastic job from you guys tonight, and I'll let you go celebrate with your team, mate.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to our driver of the day. I'll take this one away, Min-May. We said we wanted to talk to you after the race. Well, here you are. What a drive.
Yeah, it's about time I'm back in the comms box. Unfortunately, not on that podium, but yeah, no, it was a great drive. I had a good amount of fun there. So yeah, no, very nice to end up with the driver of the day and with a very solid result.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk us through just towards the end there, that little battle you were having there with SJ. We seen a nice little overtake there. Kind of looked like you got a little bit of a switchback on him. Yeah, just talk us through that little battle there. Looked exciting towards the end there.
Yeah, I battled SJ a bit earlier in that middle pack of the race too. His full traction control. I really noticed the full traction was giving a couple of the drivers a big advantage over me tonight. I couldn't quite get the grip out of the corners, and yeah, he was just blitzing me on the straights. So I was quite desperate to get that spot. I did let him know I was hanging in there once. It was within reason, but yeah, I did give him a little cheeky poke down the inside, but yeah, I needed a big moment from him and to get a good run on him as he was getting quite far ahead of me on the straights. But yeah, I tried a couple different things, and when I was closer down that back straight, he was moving quite far over to defend for me. So I figured going back to the inside and just hoping he would outbrake himself a little bit, being ambitious to keep this position ahead of me would let him fall for the bait a little bit, and he bit on it. So it was a lovely thing for me to see. I just moved back to the racing line and was able to hold on there. So yeah, no, it was a lovely little move. I'm really glad you guys caught it on stream. That's great. I'll have to go back and have a look to see from what it looked like from your point of view. But yeah, no, he definitely put up some great defense tonight, and he had a heck of a drive too. So props to SJ.
Yeah, it was a fantastic move. We did catch the other one on stream too, though. The little poke up the inside. I'm glad you both got it out of that with no damage and no harm done. But yeah, fantastic drive from you, mate. And I'll pass you over to Dur for any questions he's got for you.
Yeah, great drive there, Min, mate. Great recovery from that start that you had from the qualifying. As Nishka said, we wanted to talk to you after the race, and probably not necessarily where you wanted to be to talk to us after the race, but you're here nonetheless. I don't really have any questions for you. I think Nishka's asked anything I really wanted to. So, is there anyone that you'd like to thank today?
As much as the strategy didn't fall into play for us at all for either driver, I'd still like to give Dito a big thanks. He's always jumping in and engineering us, and he was coaching me well throughout that race, and he was giving me the feedback that I was asking for. So I'll thank him for being on the ball as much as things didn't work out as planned. And obviously to Moe too. I feel like we were working quite well together, as much as we had some small little problems on the track when we were close to each other. We were just being careful. So I'm glad that he finished ahead of me. He gets bigger points for the championship. I know I'm not too far off the back of him, but that's not really my aspirations at the moment. And I really just want to help out the team get the points that we need. And as much, yet again, obviously not where we could have been and wanted to be, still some solid points there. So, yeah, absolutely. And I guess, yeah, another shout out to the boys that I was racing on track. I had a lot of fun battling SJ, as much as I was getting a little bit fed up and a bit cranky at points. But yeah, no, a couple of the boys were putting some cracking defense. I had a decent amount of struggle trying to pass H down too. So, yeah, I thank the boys for giving me a bit of a test.
Yeah, very much so. Congratulations on the race tonight, and thank you for joining us in the comms box.
Yes, thank you very much for having me back in, and yeah, I hope that you guys had a nice race to watch. Cheers, boys.
Very much so. Thank you. Now we will move on to P2. Quicksilver, I'll let you take us away, Nishka.
Yeah, Quicksilver, fantastic drive tonight, mate. Yeah, probably just with that pit stop there at the end, changing onto the fresh tyre, probably the right call, but just that little bit of time that it took you to get past Mitch probably cost you the chance for the win there tonight.
100%. I thought at the time it was a great call. Obviously, came out just behind Mitch, so yeah, it took a while to get past him. I could tell he was trying to hold me up for Rice to get ahead. I would probably do the same in his position, but yeah, contended for the win, got the fastest lap, just couldn't catch back up.
Yeah, nonetheless, mate, it was a fantastic drive from you tonight. Now we've seen 2 weeks in a row where it's raining. We know you're pretty slick in the dry. Is the rain something that you probably need to work on a little bit? Do you think? Because we know we seen how quick your time was there in the quali in the dry. Is that probably something that you've probably got to work on to go to the next step to be on that first step?
100%. Once again, it's just past 2 weeks. Obviously, the rain poured down. I went from, I don't know, somewhere in the top 3 down to P5, P6. Then this week was a large improvement, actually. Only going down 1 spot. Obviously, lost it at turn 1. Unfortunately, may have got pushed off into turn 2, but it is what it is. Driving in the wet is something I should definitely improve on, but hopefully next week we're in the middle of the desert, so I shouldn't have to worry about that.
Well, funnily enough that you say that, I watched a race last night at Vegas that was raining. So
Oh.
I don't want to scare you, but it does happen. So yeah, but how do you feel about Vegas going to next week?
I'm kind of neutral on it. I haven't done much practice around there. I know the track decently well, so I'll try to just work off that, tweak any setups that I have, and yeah, just go out, do what I do.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing you back next week, mate. Fantastic drive tonight. P2's nothing to be sneezed at, and I'm sure Lamb's over the moon with your performances so far this season, mate. I'll hand you over to Durf. Any questions he's got for you, mate?
Yeah, great drive from you tonight there, Quicksilver. We'll start off with, if you had your time over again, would you still do that pit stop, that last pit stop that you did?
That's a tough one. I feel like trusting my gut was always the way to go. I said it wouldn't be a wide idea to do it. It did take away my chance to contend for the win a little bit. I think with the right management, focusing more on the corner exits, entries, more on the overtake positions, it could have worked out better. So I think I actually would have just taken the chance, honestly. Just had to find the pace in some places I didn't have it. So I think that's what it came down to.
Yeah, that's a fair enough call then. At this point, are you just expecting rain next week?
It's really struck me with bad luck the past 2 weeks, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came back to bite me again. But again, middle of the desert. Nishka said we could. I wouldn't be surprised if we got another dose of rain, but hopefully we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, droughts can always be broken though. Can't forget that. And
Very true.
it's been an interesting 2 weeks to say the least in the wet, but best of luck in next week. And is there anyone you'd like to thank before we go?
First of all, my internet for probably the past 2 weeks I've disconnected at some point in the race. Thankfully, we stuck in there throughout the whole time, though. And you will always catch me thanking Lamb, coming in every week, giving me great conversations in the car, talking awesome strategy. Yeah, I just love the guy, obviously. Probably like to thank Raz as well. Obviously giving me one of the greatest challenges of the season so far. So I hope to see more of those in the future.
Yeah, That's very good to hear. I'm not sure on how you put up with Lamb. I barely know the bloke, and he gets a
Great
bit
guy.
cheeky, I reckon. But anyway, appreciate you joining us tonight, and best of luck to you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Now we'll move on to Rise. Would you like to take us away, Nishka, or do you want me to?
I'm gonna take his way because I just want to say a little bit of a drive-by, TP on TP drive-by there on Lamb. I like it. A bit of rivalry, a bit of spice. But yeah, that's enough about the TPs. We will move on to what tonight's about, and that is our race winner. Rise, fantastic performance tonight, mate. In the rain, you look super comfortable, mate. It's a shame you're not doing it for Burke still, but I'm super happy for you, mate. Yeah, talk us through your race.
Yeah, so I was just like, on the start, I was like, I'm normally decent. Race starts in the rain. So I was like, hopefully let's get a good start. I got a good start, side by side coming to T1, and I thought, this is my chance. If I don't take this now, I'm probably going to finish P2 or P3. Took the chance, I gambled it, and it worked out. So yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You got a fantastic start. I was like, yeah, couldn't believe the start you got. It was it was crazy. And then Quicksilver just got in a little bit of trouble there. Didn't see too much what happened there, and then yeah, you just never looked back. You put that 2 seconds on him, and then I thought, oh, surely the safety car coming out now, that's not going to bring everybody back. And no, as soon as the safety car restart, bang, off you were gone again. And yeah, it's just dominant from start to finish, mate. And you've done a fantastic job. I'm sure all
Thank
the
you.
boys at Alpine really pleased
Yeah,
with
they are,
what you've done since you've come there. So
yeah.
yeah,
They are, yeah.
how you finding it, adjusting it, going to a new team? I know it can be a little bit tricky, and going up a division as well.
Pretty good actually. The team's good, engineers are good, teammates good. I find that racing's good. Yeah, I find it pretty pleasant, pretty nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear, mate. I'm glad that you've settled in well, and yeah, showing on the track, mate. Fantastic performance from you.
Thank you.
And I'll hand you over to Do.
Yeah, great drive from you tonight, Rise. Really dominant from you right from turn one there. Was it? Were you a bit daunted coming up from Div 5 to Div 4, or were you excited? How were you feeling around that?
I was a little bit nervous, especially in Oz because I had the quali ban and it was full rain, a full race. So I was like, yeah, I'll just try my hardest. I did really good in that race, but yeah, I did find it a bit, a bit like I don't know how I'm gonna do, but turns out I was doing it right. But yeah.
Yeah. Were you getting a bit worried about Quicksilver towards the end there, or did you think you had it in the bag by then, by the last few laps?
I was a little bit worried for the last 4 laps because I was starting to drive a little bit slower. I was starting to make a little bit of mistakes, but yeah, I was a little bit worried then. But then the final lap came and I was like, alright, I still have a 2 second gap. I'm still good. Let's just bring it home. And yeah, I brought it home.
Yeah. As I've said multiple times already, great drive, absolute dominance. I mean, we had a bit of a race together in the preseason at Brazil, and it's great to see you being successful up in Div 4 now.
Thank you.
Appreciate you joining us in the box tonight. Is there anyone else you'd like to thank?
Teammate, most specifically, helping me holding back Quicksilver on the safety car restart and like battling him so I can gain more time. Big thanks shout out to him.
Yeah, I thought it looked like he was going to hold him up there, and it did make sense. Appreciate you joining us in the box tonight. Best of luck next week, and have a good one.
Thank you. You too. See ya.
Thank you. Hand it back over to you now, Nishka.
Yeah, that's gonna wrap up a long and grueling night here tonight for us, Do. It was a fantastic race, though. Fantastic racecraft from Division 4. They've done a fantastic job. Not too many incidents, only the one safety car. And not too much drama, not too many DNFs. It's been fantastic. Any final thoughts from you, Dirk?
Other than what I've already said 1,000 times, dominant race from Rise. Quicksilver did look like he was going to challenge him, but in the end, Rise ran away with it. That's pretty much everything from me tonight. Thank you, Nishka. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And love you, Lamb. Yeah, over back to you now, Nishka.
Yeah, I don't love you, Lamb. And if you didn't know, boys, it was a dominant performance by Rise. That'll. We'll put a thank you out to our sponsors, Sim Racing Centre, Sim Lab, Pagny Advanced Simulation, and AI369. Thanks for the continued support. Don't forget, tomorrow night we got Division 5, where you will see Dur. Dur will be in action. We'll be back at Singapore again. 2 more divisions to go. Div 3 on Wednesday. And that's a very good night from Dur and myself. And we'll catch you all next time.